I've got the looks and the charm of an old movie star. Cary Grant, if you will, so I find it bizarre that this girl should refuse to step into my car. She must be shy, she'll come around, it's just a matter of time. Aurora, Aurora.
Hey there, Screen Beans, and welcome to Screen Snark, a podcast dedicated to the shows that are in our eyes, on our minds, and in our hearts. I am Rachel Quirky Shea.
And I am Matt, a.k.a. Stormageddon.
Hello, Matt.
Hello, how are you? I like this now new dynamic we have where you're just going to have new names for our listeners at the start of every show.
Yeah, well, it's going to go till someone's like, stop. That's perfect.
Right.
Don't change it. You know, whether it's like you or me or the listeners or the guest, you know, we just never know.
I know that we have
Just
at
gotta figure it
least
out.
4 listeners who listen regularly, so hopefully one of the 4 of them
Yeah.
will say something.
Hello, constant companions. I hope you are having a fabulous day. I can't believe it. I can't believe people listen to this like consistently.
Yeah, I mean,
That blows my mind. I'm so honored.
I think it's great.
most...
Thank you.
Great podcast.
Thank you. Most recent, before we introduce our guest, whose dulcet tones you're starting to hear, most recently
Yes.
we'd actually gotten a review from Selena, aka Mimi Hurricane, who's binged our entire library,
cool.
which is pretty awesome.
I'm a little panicked, but it's fine. Oh boy. But you know what? There's no need to panic any longer. For I have in my possession, I guess I own this person now, but not really. A dear friend, a constant companion, someone forged in the fire of a flaming hot bus. My dear friend, Alex Carmine.
Welcome to
Yeah, that's
welcome to the
That's
show, Alex.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
And you said forged in the heart of a hot bus. I'm guessing this is another person you know through which the job that shall not be named again.
Yes,
Okay.
the job that is dead to me.
Yeah.
Right. I had to unlearn Rachel's name because it wasn't her name at work.
It did. It was
What was
yeah.
it?
It was Jackie.
Jackie, right,
Jackie and Scott.
Scott, yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty
They're
funny.
all Jackie and they're all Scott.
mean,
Don't be fooled.
Exactly.
That's right.
There it is.
That's right.
Well, before we get into a little more of what Alex does, we should chat about what we always do, which is, of course, the things
Yes.
we are watching.
Cool.
And I am arriving with something that is, I think, really interesting to talk about, but I may be very alone as I don't know anyone else who actually watches the show besides me and possibly my spouse.
Okay.
I've been binging. So I've discovered recently I've been watching stuff on HBO using my cable login that I have, and I had forgotten that I can also use that login that I have in my possession that's totally mine for other cable networks as well. Usually require you to log into your cable provider. And so I'd been catching up on a series that I like that's on True TV called Adam Ruins Everything.
I love Adam Ruins Everything. Get out. I love it so much. It's so ridiculous. So you are not alone. You are never alone. Andrew WK.
I've been a fan of Adam Conover since.
Oh, I tripped you up by saying Andrew WK.
Right. But I've been a fan of him since he was doing this stuff on College Humor, and then when it became a series, I watched it when it was all on Netflix, but it then mysteriously mostly disappeared from Netflix. And so I went in search of it on True TV, and I've been binging it. I've seen all of the current season because I don't really care much for the order for this show. It doesn't matter as much.
It doesn't matter. It only occasionally whenever there's like Adam gets a girlfriend
Right.
or the best friend is gonna have a baby.
Right.
Maybe, but not.
And it's like
Yeah,
multiple
that's the
episodes
only
without
time.
the story, and then the story comes back. But either way, I've been binging that,
Yeah.
and I'm enjoying it. I really like the show. I like the format. I like the conceit that it's real, but it's not real. And I appreciate in the later seasons that he does stuff that's now on his current podcast factually. Like he talks to professionals pretty candidly, and he does that on Adam Ruins Everything now. There's like a little like the more you know segment that he does with each of the specialists.
that little like ask the expert. Yeah.
And
It's very good. I really like this show.
I like that he drops the facade just to like get more information, but I also enjoy that there's like this constant theme of him ruining things for all his friends because he doesn't know how to not ruin things.
Yeah.
It's really good. I enjoy the comedy. I love the special effects. I love that there are always tributes to other things. Like I just watched Adam Ruins Science, and there's like a whole animated section where he looks like Brain from Pinky and the Brain, and the person he's with looks like Pinky. Like I like reality shows that aren't just reality shows. Your MythBusters,
Yeah.
your some of the baking competition shows, like stuff that's
Yeah.
not. I don't.
Things with panache.
Well, yeah, and also
say.
without manufactured drama. Like, unless that's like in Adam Ruins Everything, there's drama, but it's fictional narrative drama that's clearly fictional. I don't like Real World, Road Rules, all those stupid shows like where it's fabricated nonsense that you're supposed to believe is real drama. That always drove me crazy. And I happen to just find Adam Conover pretty charming. He also Twitch streams every so often. He's an avid gamer. He did a podcast about indie game developers not that long ago that I'm listening to.
Wow.
So
very cool.
So yeah, he's just kind of an all-around nerd that I've become a fan of. But I love the show. It's a nice kind of turn my brain off in a way. Like there's a lot of information that I absorb and it's very educational, but I don't have to like overthink it. It's just it's a delivery mechanism that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. I like the American history ones that are a lot of animation.
Yeah.
That's really fun and fascinating. I appreciate how well researched the show is. But it's also an interesting take to be like everybody's trying to push something, some kind of agenda, and it's very interesting. If you take a moment and sort of like read reviews about Adam Ruins Everything, there are some that are really fascinating where they're just like, that's wrong. And I like so much that very often Adam and the team will go back and be like, hey, we got this wrong. Here's what it is. I can't remember how many things they've done, but like I think it's an episode called Adam Ruins Everything, maybe, where it's just like a really deep like dissection of like how the show is made, and like sometimes they get it wrong and like who's researching and whatever. I think I binged it so long ago that it falls out of my head.
So they've actually done 2 episodes. One was Adam Ruins Everything that he did in the first season, and then they had more corrections. And so part of the narrative is that Emily, his best friend, for his birthday, ruined him and his show by doing Emily Ruins Adam Ruins Everything, and it was a more like it was another one where they like pointed out other mistakes. It's I appreciate how the show doesn't really take itself that seriously, and that it's clearly trying to educate us, but on the same token it's still trying to be entertaining, and those are kind of my favorite shows. Like I said, I mentioned MythBusters earlier. Like I loved MythBusters mostly because of how nerdy the people on that show were and how much fun they had being nerds. And that's kind of what I tend to enjoy in those kind of shows.
Yeah,
For sure. Yeah, that's fun. Did you know that the person who plays Adam's best friend Emily, I believe whose real name is Emily, is on a Funny or Die actual play D&D podcast show?
Oh, I didn't know
that. Not a
that.
podcast show, a show. Yeah, it's called Fantasy High, and it's Dungeons and Dragons, but all the characters are students at a fantasy high school.
That's neat.
I just saw a preview for it, and there the person was rolling dice and shouting natural 20, and I was like, "You're from Adam Ruins Everything." It was amazing. I loved it so much.
Yeah, I think a lot of the cast on Adam Ruins Everything are Funny or Die original people, like people from the website who have transitioned to the show and done other stuff.
Yeah, didn't Adam Ruins Everything start as a Funny or Die? Or
yeah, it was like 10 to 15
that
minute
makes sense
clips
then.
on Funny or Die. Yeah. Which Funny or Die now I think is its own network, YouTube channel, and website. Like it's kind of grown beyond that.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of niche thing that it used to be. And I think True TV was born out of, I think like they have some connection to Funny or Die or something. I'm not positive on that though.
Somehow, some way, somewhere. I had stuff on Funny or Die once. I think it was one of the Afterbirth Monkey music videos.
Yeah, I thought Taco Song was on there for a while, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it was.
It didn't die, so that's congrats to us.
Right.
I
Yeah.
guess. So, Matt Storm, if you had 3 words to describe Adam Ruins Everything, and they cannot be Adam Ruins Everything
it.
because that's the title and that's cheating. I reached into your little
You
brain
knew it was
and was
coming.
like, I knew, because as soon as you said it, I was like, that's 3 words. That might work. What are 3 words that you would use to describe Adam Ruins Everything?
I would describe it as ruining is fun.
Ruining is fun. I like that. That's very good. Ruining is fun. It's good. It is fun though. I like that show.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I need to catch up on it.
So Rachel, what is your piece of media that you are bringing to the show of shows this week?
Well, I am very excited to bring my usual fare, an animated feature film.
I was gonna say it's either a cooking show, an animated feature film, or some kind of TV drama. Is like,
Hey, one of those shows was a glass blowing show, so you can just get over it. And it was very good. And I finally saw who won, and it was amazing. And I was like so excited, I cried a little. It's fine, whatever. Feminism. But the thing that I saw most recently was in the movie theater. I saw Toy Story 4.
oh, awesome! Don't spoil it for me. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it,
I won't. No, spoiler free. Have you seen it,
No, I
Alex?
haven't seen
Okay, cool. Um,
but I'm very excited
So
for that movie.
I'll keep this brief. Spoiler free. I loved it. It's weird to think that the ending of Toy Story 3, which I thought was a beautiful and perfect ending. Like I
Right.
loved it. The idea of this like cyclical nature
Yep.
of toy lives, but Toy Story 4, without spoiling it really, kind of turns that concept on its ear and
Mhm.
really deals with the world of what it's like to be a lost toy.
Right.
And I think that's like so fascinating as a way to sort of highlight this thing that is not standard in the life of a toy.
Mhm.
It's wonderful. The voice cast is great. I can even roll with Tim Allen, who sucks shit being in it because his part's pretty little and he is very funny. And Tom Hanks is just carrying this like film and this franchise, and seeing the world of lost toys through Woody's eyes
Mhm.
is so wonderful. Like it's such a fantastical romp. I loved it. I thought it was charming. I thought it was funny. I thought it was darling. It wasn't as emotionally groundbreaking as maybe Toy Story 3 was. That one really like gets you in the feels.
Sure.
This one was a little less so. I think just because of like the story arc of it kind of like removes that feeling of like this family is moving from one place to another, and it's kind of weird to watch this like ending that looks very like emotionally, what's the word I want? Emotionally like grabbing, like it's trying really hard
Uh-huh.
to get that like Pixar cry. I did not have a Pixar cry in this one. That's the thing. It didn't give me the Pixar cry. I know it's going for it, but it didn't get me there, which I found really interesting about watching this movie in theaters, because like Pixar gets you to cry every time, and this one didn't. So that was kind of strange. But overall, I loved it. I believe it's Annie Potts who voices Bo Peep. Crushed it. Just I'm ride or die for Annie Potts, and maybe that's a weird take,
no.
but I am absolutely.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was fun. I recommend watching it. You don't have to rush to the theater to see it. I don't think it's like a part of the conversation in the same way, like, I don't know, a Marvel property or a Jordan Peele joint or whatever. But it's good, and take your kids if you have kids. Take yourself if you are a kid inside.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I like the thing about Toy Story is that it's my favorite of the Pixar franchises. I've liked other movies a lot, but like the Toy Story is the first Pixar movie, but like the Toy Story, I saw Toy Story when I was the age ish around what Andy was, and like I saw Toy Story 3 when I was a grown ass man. And so like that arc for me was truly personal. And so that the whole trilogy I resonated with a lot. I haven't not seen the fourth one because I didn't want to, or I don't think it's part of the zeitgeist. It's literally just there's too much crap to see, and like
there's too much,
things have
and
fallen by the wayside.
you kind of have to make a choice.
Well, and also like
honestly,
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I only saw it because a friend of the podcast, Mark Robert Turner, wanted to go see a movie, and I told him hard no on seeing The Lion King.
Same.
And Child's Play. So he was like, let's go see Child's Play. And I'm like, I have no interest in seeing Child's Play because Chucky is my Freddy Krueger. I'm terrified of Chucky. It's a deep-seated thing for me. Also, I don't want to watch one that's not Grima Wormtongue doing voodoo and possessing a doll. Like, I don't want to know about AI or, I don't want this hard sci-fi version of Child's Play. I don't. And then he was like, Lion King? And I was like, no, thank you. No, thank you. No offense to Billy Eichner or Seth Rogen, but I listened to that soundtrack and I'm not impressed. So we saw Toy Story 4. So it was like the third choice of the three movies that were presented to me to see on a night. So I went.
Yeah, for me, it's one of those things that I've wanted to see it and I just haven't been able to make it happen. And also, honestly, the things I'm working on dictate, like I had an option to go see a movie by myself, and it was at the time when both Spider-Man Far From Home and Toy Story were out, and I was going to be on a podcast to talk about Iron Man and the retrospective of Iron Man, and I was like, well, then I better see Far From Home because his legacy lingers throughout it. And so I haven't gotten back to trying to see Toy Story 4 yet. I will. I love the new cast members that they've added. Keanu Reeves as Duke Kaboom.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Duke Kaboom.
and also anytime Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key are reunited, I want to see them in it, and the fact that they are two plush stuffed animals, like just the stuff I've seen in the trailer.
That are joined by the hand. They are holding hands. It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
It's
very, and Duke Kaboom is the best. Like, forget about it. Duke Kaboom rules.
Although I will say the bar is pretty high for like side characters in that movie, because the third one did introduce us to Mr. Pricklepants, who is voiced by Timothy Dalton, and that is
boy howdy.
Yeah, that's a level of joke that's just so meta on so many levels. It's like, yeah, I don't know that anything can beat that. But yeah, I do want to see it. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. That makes me really excited to still try and go see it, because I was afraid. There was a small fear of it not holding up. And again, just because things aren't great doesn't mean that we can't like them. But all the same,
yeah, no, it's a good Toy Story movie. It's adding to this, I guess, what's going to be an episodic thing with these toy characters. Like, I don't know what's next.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure. But it feels like they could do episodic things with the characters. Maybe. I don't know.
Fun.
It's hard to tell without spoiling anything.
That's fine. Fun fact, by the way, Rachel's usually the one with the fun facts, but I have one. Did you know that Tom Hanks never voices Woody in Outside Properties, and in fact his brother, who has a very similar voice to him, voices him in all video games, cartoons, and like other media that's not the movies.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's a rock fact. Did you also know about Tom Hanks and relations that Colin Hanks, his son, played Mr. Rogers in an episode of Drunk History?
I did know that.
Now Tom Hanks is going to play Mr. Rogers in a feature film.
Yeah, don't get me started about that. I watched that trailer and cried. I can't.
I'm excited for the Hanks like dynasty.
Yeah.
Like, give me more of those good Hanks boys and gals and whoever like coming through. Like, if you're related to Tom, I'm in. I'm there. Thank you so much.
Well, Rachel, the time has come. You have to give your 3-word review of Toy Story 4, and it cannot be the words Toy Story and 4, though you can
It's
use
true.
one of those
Damn
words or several of those words in different orders.
Oh man, really should think about these things beforehand.
Probably, but then we wouldn't be this show.
Like 3 words for Toy Story 4. I liked it.
There you go. Nice and simple.
That's it. I liked it. I did. There's not much I can get into that's like really gonna dig into like the meat of this movie. You know, like it's fun and I liked it. So I liked it. That's it. That's all I got. I'm not interesting today. It's just hard because like I want to say ones that are like references to things or whatever, but like I love Duke-a-Boom and what a weird romp. It was great.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. I'll say one weird romp.
There you go.
There you go.
You always like to put Case to work in the Discord by giving multiple takes.
Toys gone wild.
All right, enough. Let's not get carried away. We have a format to uphold.
Sounds good.
All right.
Hanks is best.
God damn it, Rachel. I am now cutting you off. You are done.
Tim Allen sucks. There it is. That's the last
Yeah,
one.
Tim
Okay,
Allen
it's fine.
sucks is just a universal truth.
Tim Allen sucks shit. And I love Buzz Lightyear. I love him very much. But they need to find someone who can do a really solid Tim Allen impression and just fire Tim Allen because he sucks shit.
Well, that's not going to happen because Hollywood still loves him.
I know. Ugh.
Anyway, Alex, what is the most recent thing you have watched that you would like to share with us?
I try to watch it a lot, but it's that David Mamet movie. He wrote the play. It's called Glengarry Glen Ross.
Ooh, all right.
And yeah, I'm kind of a junkie for those. I'm a nerd in that field for sure. I'm watching silly nerdy. They're not nerdy, but it's a lot of words. It's kind of work to watch it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mamet is verbose for sure.
Yeah, it's verbose. Yeah, for sure. Sometimes, yeah, it's over the top, and then other times it's so simple that you don't even you got to see it again to really understand what even happened, and then it's really moving but really funny. I think I laughed more this last time watching it than ever before because you could kind of laugh at the circumstance and not feel like bad for the individual characters, but how they interacted with the situation is so hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was cool.
I have only been passingly familiar with Jesus, Baba Ganoush. I've only been passingly familiar with Glengarry Glen Ross. Can you break it? Matt, have you ever seen any version of Glengarry Glen Ross?
I've seen the Alec Baldwin
cool.
version multiple times.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
for those of us at home who are not familiar
Or on the
with
train, right?
with the
Or on
the
road.
Mamet film Glengarry Glen Ross, can you explain it? I don't care about spoilers.
Not really. No, yeah, sure.
Not really. I can't.
Yeah,
Boy,
definitely.
howdy.
It's it doesn't have very many locations. It's like this one office, and it's a lot of when I saw it, before it was. I would say it's all about the leads and like how these guys working this office that they're trying to sell land, timeshares, really.
Always be closing. Yeah.
Always be closing.
Which
that's one
cannot
guy.
be your 3-word review. Nor can Glengarry Glen Ross. You
All right.
cannot.
All right.
Descriptions.
Oh man, there's so many good lines in there. It's really good.
Yeah.
But it's really a simple thing. But it does like kind of. It's only an hour and a half, and you can just watch it. The whole thing. It's like an episode of TV almost. How it just like barrels through.
Yeah.
And then you're waiting for the next episode, but it just won't ever be there because it's one of the greatest. I think because
Yeah.
of that, it's one of the greatest things because it makes you keep thinking about it after it, just like any good movie.
Yeah.
So anyway, so it's about this firm that has offices all over the city. The one in New York City is not doing so well. These guys are kind of they're on their way out. Some of them, like Jack Lemmon plays one of them. That's
Oh,
like
boy.
on his way out, and so then Alec Baldwin walks in, coming from like downtown.
Who was written in for the movie?
I don't know. Oh,
I heard through and correct me if I'm wrong, Twitterverse. But Alec Baldwin's character
that's
was
pretty amazing.
created just for this movie.
Really, because like
Yeah.
that is it's so integral now to the film.
Yeah.
Because when he walks in, he's like, "Don't drink that coffee." Like he walks into the
Yeah,
office
coffee's
that-
for winners.
coffees for closers. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I think he says that to like Alan Arkin, because this is one of his first movies. He's like 75. It's one of his first movies, and he rocks it.
Yeah.
He's so good. There's just a few words that he says. And to Woody Harrelson, they have a couple of really good scenes. It's like all-star cast.
Yeah.
It's still hard to watch though, because it's just talking, kind of like a podcast. But
Except it's visual. It's nothing like a podcast.
yeah,
It's a podcast if you close your eyes.
that's right. Yeah, I mean you wouldn't want to. I mean these guys are so good. And Al Pacino's in it, and so we see like the very beginning is Al Pacino just like killing it in a restaurant, and then they go to the office. The camera goes to the office. The audience does, and you see people complaining that there's not enough leads, and that's like what the office gives the salesman. Just names on a card and a phone number and an address, and they say these guys wrote in, and they're stale. The leads are stale, and so there's already drama in there. And then Alec Baldwin walks in and he says, so you know that there's this competition. First highest sales gets a Cadillac. Second sales, set of steak knives. Third, you're fired. So that's where the movie starts. And so there's like 6 people. So a lot of people are going to get fired. And they're all people that we know. They're all movie stars. And so like you already connect to them, even if they weren't good at their individual characters, but
Yeah.
they are. They totally embody them.
Yeah.
So then now there's like this big kind of drama between all the salespeople.
Yeah, it's a
Of course.
competition.
Yeah, competition, but also like it's not fair. Like the leads aren't good, and meanwhile you see Al Pacino just in a bar, just talking to some guy, just so regular, so down to earth, and he just doesn't pull out a pamphlet. He doesn't sell him on anything. He talks about women. He talks about how what a sin is. He tries to get them on the same level like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
All
the
while
connection,
You have Woody
yeah.
Harrelson being like, "There's not enough leads. What's going on?" And Alan Arkin says, "I can't sell this shit. It's terrible." I don't know if I can swear too much, but
Oh no, you can say whatever the fuck you want on this
Fucking
podcast. It's for
righteous.
adults.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Right on.
It's for adults and really, really like
Mature.
babies.
For sure. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was almost gonna say cool babies, but then I was like, you can't keep quoting Bim Bam. You can't.
I mean, you will.
But yeah, I will forever.
Sure.
I'm ride or die for the McElroys. It's fine. But yeah, so does
And
Al
then,
Pacino win the Cadillac by connecting to this guy as a person?
Well, during that night, it's only 2 days of the whole movie. During the night, there's talk of trying to get these new leads that Alec Baldwin brings in. By the way, he won the Oscar just for this one monologue. He
Yeah.
walks in,
Oh,
he
yeah.
says,
It's-
coffee here for
it's-
closers, and then
yeah.
he won an Oscar.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, no, I've seen it on YouTube. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right.
like
Right. That's right.
I know the monologue.
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
very
but then all
well
these characters
familiar.
are so hit by it. They're all like gossiping about just that. So it's probably really a real reason why he got looked at for that Oscar too, because the monologue's good, but it's really all these amazing actors talking about it and how it affected them, which is neat.
Yeah.
So a break-in happens during it
At
because
the
now
at the office.
at the office, and
What?
everyone's talking about it before.
And this isn't a comedy.
It's so damn funny, but it's not a comedy. I mean, I laughed for a long time, but it is
Okay.
intense. Like, it's intense, and you may need to take your own intermission break.
Yeah.
You know, and like,
because like the only Mammoth that I've ever seen in person is his play November, and that is such a farce. So like this is very fascinating to me to hear this like Mammoth piece.
And he's such a cool dude.
Like
Dave is
sounds so intense. Just like I'm terrified.
Yeah, well, the way that he started writing, to do a little bit of a non sequitur, but not really, is
it's not.
He
It's
like chilled
on
with,
theme.
Right word. Dave Mamet chilled with a biker gang. For years and wrote
Fucking A.
plays with the biker gang, and figured out like the Cinderella story theme while dealing with bikers and dealing with the violence and all the whole thing.
The more I learn about David Mamet, the more I'm just like, I'm so glad someone once said one act I wrote was very like Mamet in its like expression.
Totally, that's a cool.
It's a
thing
really
to say.
good compliment.
Real edgy and so even in this one where it's they're office workers. Still pretty edgy, like how they talk to each other, and what they're talking about is to break in, and So I don't know how much I can really give away, but it's not really.
You can spoil all of Glengarry Glen Ross. It's been out since what, the 90s?
Yeah. You had a chance to see it.
Yeah,
I think you've had a chance.
Everyone had a chance to see Glengarry. I can't even say it. Everyone had a chance to see this film, and so what you can do is you can pause this film, or you can pause this podcast right now and go watch it and come back, or you can just be like the rest of us and be like, it's been out forever.
Yeah.
There's a statute of limitations on spoilers. It's fine.
Cool.
Don't panic.
All right. Good.
So they all died.
And then they all died.
Amazing.
No, so they're all talking about breaking in. Woody Harrelson's like, yeah, I'll give you $2,500 to Alan Arkin to like break into this place, because they're gonna get the leads that they're trying to like bribe the salespeople to work harder for, and also not get fired, and for Cadillac, all that stuff. So there's a lot of good fuel for these guys. And so instead, you know what? We'll just break in. We'll steal the leads. We'll sell them to the other sales people, right? To the other company, and just get rich. And then make our own sales force and get our own leads. And it's like that's a pretty cool idea.
That's some like Ocean's 11 shit.
Yeah.
I like it.
I know that's probably where they got the idea. And then right?
Probably.
But they just didn't show it. They didn't.
Do you think bikers love Ocean's 11? Do you think they like that movie series? I'm talking about like the original one, because obviously like the new Ocean's 11, 12, 13, a million, whatever, were like after this movie.
Yeah.
Do you think they were just like had a bunch of hard-ons for
Ocean's
heist
11?
movies?
I don't know. I mean, not that I talk to bikers, but I do watch David Mamet shows, and he talks to bikers, so I feel like vicariously I talk to bikers. And
that feels apt. I've seen your works. I feel like I've talked to the same people you've talked to now.
That's right.
I like
the
that.
The most personal is the most universal. So now that makes sense in that circumstance. And so. Yeah, I think they may not like that one. They would like Fight Club, though. I think Fight Club may be their jam.
Yeah, it depends on how they feel about the LGBTQ population, because Chuck Palahniuk is a gay man. The author of the novel.
Oh, Fight Club?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's written a lot of. You should read. Matt, Alex, have y'all read any Chuck Palahniuk?
Yeah, well, I've read some of it, but I've seen all of the movies based on his works. Like I've seen, was it called Snuff? No, what was it called? It was called
Choke.
Choke. Yes, I've seen Choke.
Yeah, the one with Sam Rockwell.
Correct.
Oh, cool. I love Sam, man. He's great.
Oh my gosh. I just looked at my bookshelf, and there are two Palahniuks up there. There's Pygmy and there's Damned.
I've read Pygmy. I
don't own a copy of Fight Club. I need to finish Pygmy. This is a podcast about books now, apparently, because that's what's happening. Oh, boy, howdy. But yeah, no, he's great. Palahniuk's great. I wish they made more Palahniuk pieces into like weird movies, because they're just so bizarre in their execution. I'm sorry to go on a tangent about Chuck Palahniuk, but like he's so creative in like what he's doing, and so disgusting, and just like he's so nasty, and I just want to see more nasty movies, because I'm a pervert, and that's fine. Anyway, David Mamet was hanging out with bikers, and he wrote a play about salespeople stealing money and
Yeah.
a Cadillac.
Stealing? No.
They don't steal the
Stealing
Cadillac.
leads.
They're gonna earn the Cadillac.
By
They
stealing
steal the leads. Okay,
Right.
that are good. That Alec
That
brought.
are the good leads.
Okay.
Right? That's like only closers get the good leads.
Okay,
You
cool,
get-
cool,
You
cool.
don't even get coffee, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
is what it
no
says.
coffee
You know what it
unless
takes
you're
to close?
closing.
Brass balls. Oops. I
It's okay.
punched the mic,
It's
but
fine.
that's
Don't even
what
worry
he
about it.
does, too.
That's well, he punches a mic
He
too.
drops the mic. That
He throws the mic at
Yeah.
Alan Arkin.
Yeah.
and then
Arkin
Alan
catches
Arkin
it without even
dies.
looking. Oh, right. That's right.
They all
He
die.
does die.
Okay, so this sounds like a lot of movie. A lot of movie.
It's only, it's only
Matt,
an hour and a half.
what did you think of Glenn Ross?
Yeah, man.
I need to stop saying this title because it's very difficult for me.
Like,
Because you said you watched it.
so I've seen it several times. The first time I saw it was in college. I think college, and it was either college or high school economics. It was one or the two, but you know, because they want to do something, finger quotes, fun while still showing how a sales system works and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, first,
Of course, in the American education system,
Yeah,
we
right.
watch Glenn Ross
David
in
Mamet, sorry.
economics.
I mean,
Teacher.
No wonder we're all stupid.
I mean,
So basically, we're
God.
all learning from bikers.
it's true. We're all learning from.
Bikers are the America's teachers.
it's also been a very long time since I was in school, so let's not condemn the current system, which probably still sucks
Hey, man.
anyway.
Yeah.
But that said, I mean, I've seen it a few times, and like, if it was a movie that often, when I still had cable, if it was on TV, mostly TNT, I would like stop and watch it, because while the whole plot of the movie is not something I would necessarily go out of my way to watch, when charismatic actors do interesting dramas, I'm often easily hooked. And what's great about that movie is that all of the actors are acting, like capital A acting, and that's what's really fascinating about it. It's the same reason why, though it's not related to this movie in any other way other than its actors acting, was Moneyball. When Moneyball came out years ago, which was Brad Pitt and not Josh Gad, the one from Superbad.
Wait.
Thanks.
The internet's screaming at
Yep.
me. I know it.
Seth Rogen's little brother.
Essentially.
Essentially, yeah.
He's really good. He's really good.
Nope, it's gone. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
he's just,
white
his
dude.
name is
It's
gone.
cool. Who cares?
But anyway,
I don't care.
Like the two of them,
It'll come to
two
us.
of them were compelling enough in that movie that even though I'm not a diehard baseball fan, I liked watching Moneyball because it was interesting. Philip Seymour Hoffman was
Yeah.
also in it. Like it had a really great cast.
Oh man, what a baller! Yeah,
And
he's so good.
and so like for me, I have the same kind of affinity for Glenn Ross, even though it's not a movie that I would say is even one of my favorite movies. If it's on, I would definitely watch it because again, it's short, it's very concise.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill,
Yeah,
that's it.
Jonah.
Got
that
it.
was
I
actually
knew it
one
would
of
come to
Jonah
me. I
Hill's
was-
first like serious like acty roles, you know.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Non-comedy
Yeah,
roles,
really.
but like a good drama will hook me if the actors are capital A acting and it's really engaging and it draws me in. You know, it's one of the things I loved most about Hidden Figures and Moonlight as well. Like those movies also have a level of comedy within it. A good drama will make you laugh from time to time because that's what reinforces the rest of the serious stuff that comes later, is the ability to kind of enjoy yourself and have a light moment, then bleeds over into the impact of the more serious things that happen. And I totally get what you're talking about when you talk about Glengarry Glen Ross. Like the monologue that Alec Baldwin does is funny because he's so angry and so cocky, and I get a
He's so mad.
I get a visceral reaction from it that I would get as a kid. Like when I would get into trouble as a kid, and it was never anything serious, but it was like lying about not doing my homework or hitting another kid or like getting into a yelling match, stupid kid stuff.
Kid stuff.
If the teacher yelled at me, I'd laugh. And then of course, the teacher would go, "Do you think this is funny?" And I would be like, "No, I think it's terrifying, but this is what I do in the face of fear. I fucking laugh."
It's called my defense
Yeah, yeah.
mechanism. It's fine.
And so Glenn Ross reminds me a lot of that, because that iconic scene, it's like I want to laugh because he's genuinely intimidating.
yeah.
I know it. Yeah, it's really cool. Woody Harrelson does, he.
Do you mean Ed Harris?
That kind of Ed Harris. That's
You
right.
keep
That's
saying,
right, Ed
kept saying
Harris.
Woody Harrelson. I'm like,
Woody
he
Harrelson.
wasn't in that movie. No, I mean,
Yeah, Ed,
famous,
that's right.
famous bald actors, like they all look the same, especially white dudes.
Who does good drama?
Yeah.
Um,
That
they're,
one.
They're different, I guess.
Which one did the zombie movie?
that was Woody Harrelson.
That was Woody.
Yes. Zombieland 2 is coming
Yeah.
soon.
Zombieland. Great
Yeah.
fun.
No, not Ed Harris. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what would
Mhm.
It's fine. White
Yeah.
guys. Who
right?
cares?
They all look the
Yeah,
same.
they're ballers, though. I mean, not white guys, but these guys in this movie.
Alex, if you had to wrap up your
Amazing.
thoughts in 3 words to describe what
Okay.
you love about Glenn Ross, now I can't say it.
It's hard.
You've infected
It's hard
me,
to
Rachel.
say.
This is your fault.
Everybody, listen. Everyone on the internet who is currently listening to this goddamn show, I swear to you, if you go to your bathroom and you turn off the lights in your bathroom, you hold a candle in front of a mirror, and you say the title of this movie/play 3 times, you won't be able to say it because it's a really fucking hard thing to say.
But Alex, how would you wrap up this movie in 3 words?
3
yeah.
words.
I would say, because it is character driven. It's also, of course, David Mamet's words, but I would say, characters create impact.
Oh,
Characters create impact.
I like
Ooh,
Excellent.
I
Well
like
done.
that. That's
Word.
very good. I also appreciated that Alex, unlike the rest of us, thought his thoughts out loud for the listeners to enjoy.
Instead of dead
Because we're all just
silence,
like,
yeah.
if there's it's a toy and there's a thing.
Like, what?
Ah,
Yeah.
I just think
Just all the
Thought
plosives,
sound.
just forever. Just
But,
this ASMR moment brought to you by my inner monologue.
so Alex, I know you're an actor and a photographer. I went and got
Yeah.
very nosy on your Instagram. And while
Alright.
and,
Deep
yeah,
dive.
I got to post some more stuff.
but
Yeah.
while I want to talk to you about acting, as this is a show that, you know, we talk about things that actors do, the first thing I wanted to ask is a tradition I like to do when I have people of other professions on for them to talk about how they see their profession portrayed in movies. And so since you're a photographer, I'm curious, when you're watching movies and there are photo shoots happening or like, you know, someone taking like nature photography or something, is there anything you ever notice that really pisses you off? Like for me, I'll give you an example. Whenever I see a commercial with a video game controller, especially a modern video game controller, and the little light on the controller, because all controllers have lights on them, aren't on, but the actor is playing the game in the commercial, I'm like, son of a bitch, you're not actually playing the game. The controller's not even on.
Right.
So like,
Right, I definitely don't believe that you're having fun playing that.
because you're not even, the controller's not even on.
You're doing a commercial.
That's interesting.
How
yeah.
dare you?
But so like when
Yeah.
you see photography in movies, do you ever see like things that really piss you off about like things that are inaccurate to life?
Yeah. Well, the ones that are coming to mind now is one that is really that he portrayed so well. Joaquin Phoenix in The Master is a photographer in that.
Uh-huh.
That's the one with Phil Seymour Hoffman.
Right.
It must have been why I was thinking about it and about the cult and stuff. He takes pictures, and I mean, the only thing that's so weird about that is, as a photographer, you are creating like a relationship right off the bat.
Right.
And if the relationship is good, the pictures are good. And so if you have a good relationship going on, oh cool, oh, I'm getting a bespoke adjustment. if you are if you you know, if you have a good rapport with your client, you'll get good pictures, even if the lighting isn't good, which is the most important part besides the relationship. And if you have a bad relationship with your client, they'll walk out, they'll do all kinds of stuff. And he was on such a self-destructive path in that movie that you could tell he was totally messing with them in the mall. I don't know if you remember that scene. You know, he's just messing with these guys in the mall as he's taking pictures in that old-timey camera. And I think nothing really pissed me off about it, though. It was just a good scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what Do you have any movies in mind that they took lots of pictures, or there's a photographer?
I mean,
I'm thinking about
like the cheesiest one I can think of is like I think it's the second Austin Powers where he's like shooting the supermodels and stuff, and it's like yeah baby, and like he's just like pressing buttons and stuff. But in that one, of course, I know like at one point he's not even looking at the camera. It's to like show that he's so confident and so good that he doesn't even have to look and things like that.
He's got that mojo.
Yeah.
He's got such mojo that the girls don't care, or any client would, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. No, but that is like, again, like, you know, if you do have the rapport, even if you have like a weird picture, like one of the pictures on my Instagram was from when we were setting up. We were like shooting for an hour or so, and then I was taking pictures of her as we were walking outside, and it's like hair in her face, but she's so present that I took it. There's another one of that one that I'm gonna post soon. But it's really those moments for me, and that's also how I approach acting too. Like the more authentic you can get, the more beautiful it becomes, because then everyone can relate to it.
Yeah.
So in any kind of like superhero movie or something, like the more real that character can become as just like a person, as like we would believe that that's what we would want to do in that situation. Then the powers of having lightning come from your hammer is like no big deal, because that's not. That we accept that as truth. What we can't accept as truth is untruthful behavior in that circumstance. So
you can play anything at all, as long as you are grounded in the truth of it, which is something that I think is an important thing to always take away as an actor or
in that circumstance.
Yeah,
too.
you know, and, like. Finding what is relatable, like what is called grounded or whatever.
And the only way for me that I've been able to get better at doing that is in real life, going around and empathizing with people that you see, and you know, if they like grimace at you, then to empathize with what their day has been like, not who they are as a person, but just simply what their day is like, because we are all so similar as people. That must mean that they have had a weird day, or they've had, you know, weird experiences. So to not take it personally at all in the least, but to you know, to empathize with if someone's feeling bad and you feel like it's directed at you, that it's not actually directed at you. It's just, you know, a lion with a freaking nail in his paw, you know. So to have that in mind is always good, because then, you know, you see actors too when they're doing stuff like Jack Lemmon from that movie, you know, because he ends up, well, I won't give it away, but you know, he's in a really desperate place, and they're all in such a desperate place that you can relate to them, even in their immoral ways, that they're being like, let's rob our work, but you can see that they're, you know, in a bad place, and you can relate to it. The thing that I found so interesting from that movie, just going back to that real quick, was this last time I saw it, that like they all blamed it on the leads, when in fact the one that has the most sales is Al Pacino, and he didn't talk about the leads once. He was in that bar the whole time, literally talking to a real person, empathizing with a real person, and then only sold land after like 2 or 3 hours, 2 or 3 drinks. It's a great film, because that's really what it takes as an entrepreneur. That's what I am. That's what it takes. It's not about saying, well, this is because that this happened to me. It's like, well, then that's an opportunity to get over an obstacle and to feel better about yourself. So what photographer has pissed me off?
I'm done empathizing. Who sucked?
Well,
but yeah, no. There was. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's all you.
I was gonna say there was I can't, and I'm gonna feel really bad when I say this out loud with my mouth and not be able to cite it. There was some video essay, of course, because I watch so many video essays, that said the phrase, movies are empathy producing machines. Like, that's what they're there for. And I think that extends not only to movies, but to like plays, to television, to pieces where you put performers, actors, whatever, into situations that are in their own way farcical, but you ask them to find the truth in it. Like, you're asking them to do the empathetic work. Like, you're watching the story of someone. And what's interesting about even Glengarry Glen Ross, which I have not seen, the idea of like what does desperation do to desperate people? Like what does that look like? What does that mean? You know, and even with a piece like Toy Story 4, like what do you do when you're a lost toy? Like or you know, like Adam ruins everything. Like, what do you do when you need to ruin stuff all the time, just forever? You do it, but I like it. I like the purpose of creating visual media.
Purpose is like a great word because it is the best films I think are appropriate for their time period, and they make comment to the time period and how they're getting through it. So I haven't seen Toy Story 4, but it's a great. I'm sure there's comments to our world today.
Yeah.
And even you know, the main struggles are probably an allegory or like a metaphor to the problems we're going through today as a society. Like those are the best movies.
Well, yeah.
And if it's not written in, Tom Hanks will make sure that it
gets in.
He's brilliant.
Whether it's him or his brother or his son, it'll get in with the Hanks guarantee.
That's right. It's all Tom though. Tom's the best. No, but
yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, good fan.
It's interesting that humans are the best bullshit detectors. Like when we're really focused, this idea that you can't really tell a fake story unless we're in on the joke. The idea that like when a comedian tells a story that's not sincere, like at a stand-up, you can like the audience knows immediately and they pull away. Like they can tell when you're not being real with them, unless your shtick is to like if you're a Neil Hamburger or some kind of person who's playing a character on stage or an exaggerated version of themselves, like Maria Bamford or whatever. Like that's different because you're just amplifying things that are somewhere within you or pulled from something real. But if you're just telling a story that doesn't really exist or never really happened, people can tell pretty quick. And I think even when you're doing a drama about something that didn't happen, if the delivery and the intent and the passion behind it is real, people can see it. Like I've used Justice League as an example often. Like Justice League, the new Justice League movie is not a movie that is completely terrible. There is good within it, but I think where it fails the most is they take characters that we understand a certain way and don't give us any reason to believe why A, they're different, or B, they're the same. Like, the problem with Superman in the newer movies is not that he's different. Like, the fact that he kills Zod, the fact that he gets killed by Doomsday and
spoilers!
Whatever.
For that, who cares? I don't care.
I'm sure he doesn't.
It sucked.
Like,
it's
bad.
I hated
when
it.
people got mad that
I hated that movie.
When people got mad that Superman killed somebody, that's not the problem. The problem is the whole movie leading up to that moment where he killed somebody is that he didn't do anything else that made you think he would kill someone. Like if his father dying was a big deal, but like if he had seen someone murder his father or like someone killed his father before he could do something, then maybe he'd be driven to murder. But his father just standing back and being eaten by that tornado, like it doesn't reinforce anything. And so when you get to that penultimate moment where he stopped Zod by killing him, it wasn't earned, and so it feels fake.
Yeah.
The same way, like in Justice, in Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, like the Martha bullshit is stupid, sure, but it'd be less stupid if that moment was earned. But A, we know Batman's story backwards and forwards, so who cares? And B, we had barely seen Martha Kent, and nothing had really happened to her other than she got kidnapped. But, like, there was no reason for that moment to have the weight they gave it because it wasn't earned. And that's what I think is really great about film and any medium. Like, a great session of photography, when I look at it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever I'm seeing it, you can tell... If it's a studio portrait and it's just made to look beautiful, you can tell that there's a vision behind it. If it's just a candid shot, there's still something to imprint on a candid shot that still makes it look good, whether it's a selfie or someone taking your photo. And I think that's really transcended about all of these visual mediums, is that you can smell the honesty within it.
Yeah, you can tell when the controller lights are on.
One
could say.
Right, you can tell the person is really taking the story seriously. I think when it's about the story, that's when, and a story can be a picture too. I mean, that's the portraits that I take and the pictures that you saw of just like a city street. You know, it's like a whole story happened beforehand, and I'm depending on I don't know what. It's not me. It's kind of just the chance of being there at the right time, being prepared to be able to take the opportunity and tell the story that I saw, and then hopefully be able to have that be translated to more people, and that the picture looks pretty is neat. But the thing that really draws me to it again and again is that it tells a story from one side of the frame to the other. It's all my responsibility in the frame. And once I figured that out, my photography really took off. I became a professional photographer after that. That's really the important part. And I think you hit the nail right on the head, is that it's the story. It's the story. I think you said that earlier about something, but it comes back.
Something.
But, it's even like piano, because I play instruments too, piano and guitar and drums. If while you're learning to like play music with others and to solo, it's finding home. So like the home would be like the root chord.
Yeah.
Playing on C.
Middle
Then
C,
you can do all over. You can go minor. You can play stuff that isn't in the scale that Mozart would play. But if you go back home, suddenly it's a choice.
Yeah. And
the more choices that an artist has, the better. The more freedom you have. So yeah. So yeah, I'm yeah. It's exciting stuff. It's fun. So I bring that to this show that I'm rehearsing as well. It's gonna be in mid-August. It's an off-Broadway play. It's called Conversations with an Average Joe, and it's a political play. And it's about how the 1%, now like the 0.5%, are screwing the 99%.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, for sure.
And so we're gonna have AOC come by and watch it, and then have a speech after.
Oh, cool.
Really talk to the audience.
Awesome.
And have all the presidential candidates will hopefully show up too.
All 8 million of them.
Right. Well, they're dwindling, right? They're dwindling, but not that quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for that, it's interesting to be able to tell a story that we all have lived through. And so this is it's a very factual show. But there's like 10 characters, and yeah, it would definitely be great. People should check it out for sure.
Definitely.
Mid-August.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. And I think it could have a bit of a effect on the world.
Probably, more than likely.
Sure. Well, thank you for plugging that. I hope that people go see it. Definitely go check that out.
Sure.
Follow Alex on all the social medias to keep up with that.
For sure.
Before we get to our very final question, I believe we have some people to thank. Rachel Quirky-Shank?
Yes, we do. Thank you so much to John Bresnell for the use of the song Aurora off his album Fair Game featuring Stefan Remble.
I also want to thank the incredible Katie Bug, who was our last guest, for her awesome...
Friend of the podcast, Katie Bug.
Friend of the podcast, Katie Bug, who did our incredible logo.
Don't worry. We'll get John eventually. He's expressed interest in being on the show.
I would love that.
He's very busy and very impressive.
I mean,
so
he is both
don't
of those
panic.
things. Not that Katie isn't impressive and busy, because you are both those things as well.
No.
But thank you for our logo.
Yes, Katie Bug is very busy and also very impressive. but less aloof, I'd say.
Yeah, no, definitely that's true. We, of course, are part of the Certain POV network. You can find everything related to that network on certainpov.com. We have a Discord server where you can talk about movies and TV and video games. You can find a ton of other really awesome podcasts that I happen to be on and that Rachel has guested on.
Right.
Yep.
Nice.
And I think that's it.
It's a fun place to be.
It is.
Come hang out with us over on Discord. It's instant access to all your favorite certain point of view creators. Except for me, I never open Discord.
You never
Who
use
cares?
it.
I can't.
But you do manage.
Even though I did make a Discord server for my D&D group, and I don't open it.
But
because I was like, Discord's great and convenient. It's fine.
But you do use our Instagram, which you created.
It's true. We have Instagram now. It's at @screen_snark, just like our Twitter handle. It is the exact same, so don't panic. There's all of 2 backlog artworks made by the wonderful Case Aiken. More to come as more arrives.
Excellent.
Awesome.
So anyway, we always ask this one's like, we're just buck wild today. This is everything. So, as you are aware, there are many recurring instances of odd convenience or a repetitive narrative moments. They're called tropes. Tropes. You know, tropes. Tropes.
Tropey.
I say tropes, and you know tropes.
And I say yes.
Yes. If you could choose any trope that occurs in visual media to be true in your life, what trope would you choose to make your own, to live, to improve your existence? Or to not improve, or to ruin someone else's. I don't know. I just always go altruistic with it.
Because that's a trope in itself to not ruin people's lives. It helps you out tenfold. But that's not my trope, because that would kind of be stealing your trope. Wow. Okay, so now I'm thinking.
Yeah.
This is me thinking.
I'm thinking.
I mean,
this
just having
is me thinking.
Having a well-rounded life is so important and
Yeah.
so difficult, at least for me. Having like a large, it's not a trope though. It's not a trope.
We'll finish it and we'll decide if it's a trope.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. What do you want to be true in your life that you've seen in movies or TV or whatever?
To have like a really like a good broad spectrum of friends, all from all across different interests, and that could make me one fuller person, kind of like Mammoth and his biker gang.
Ah, you
You know,
want to?
'cause-
I can
'cause he's like a
actually
sensitive artist, so
bring this to a
biker gang
trope.
is random, right?
You want to be friends like friends, but like nicer, because like there's no reason that the friends from Friends should be friends, but they are friends, and they all have very different like elemental humors or whatever, and they're all friends, but they all like
And they're
improve
all
each other's
kinds,
lives.
But they're all so damn
You want
different.
you want to be a part of a lovable gang of misfits.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
But,
That's definitely a trope. Don't even freak out. That's
alright,
for sure a trope. Before
sure
we
a trope.
before we go, can you plug your show one more time and tell us where it is and when it is?
Sure. So it's called Conversations with the Average Joe, and it's written and directed by Senator Joe Carrero. And it's going to be, we're starting previews at the beginning of August. It's going to start mid-August. Just follow my Instagram to get the actual show dates, because it's going to be ongoing. We have a double cast, so that I can go off and do films and stuff when I get cast.
Yeah, where is it going to be?
It's going to be we were thinking of the Triad Theater, which is off Broadway, uptown.
Cool.
But if that venue changes, I'll let you know.
Cool.
For sure.
Yeah,
I'll post
so
it up on
follow
Instagram. And
Alex on
my
his social
Instagram is
media.
just Alex Carmine.
There it is.
So
Amazing. Thank you
follow
so
that.
much,
Thank you
Alex,
guys.
for
You guys are great.
Aw.
contributing your beautiful thinking mind to
Yeah.
our weirdo podcast.
Thank you for helping my weirdo mind.
And thank you, Matt Storm, for being my constant companion. I said it 3 times, and now a constant companion's going to appear, like Beetlejuice.
Right.
Thank you. I know. It's my favorite thing to say now.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Matt Storm.
Thank you, Rachel
Yeah,
Quirky Shank.
thanks a lot, man.
Always.
You guys are great.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Oh my gosh, we're gonna be in a feedback loop of love and respect and gratitude. Unless I say thank you, listeners, so much for joining us. I have been Rachel Quirky Shank.
And I have been Matt, a.k.a. Stormageddon, and we will see you at the movies. Or somewhere
or
else.
on a couch near you. Creepy, 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 creepy. I love it. Don't change it. Don't change it.
Bye.
Bye.
Aurora,
And see.
Aurora, 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 Aurora. Metal to magnet, she will be mine. Aurora.
Hey Nerferders, my name is Case Aiken, and for over 2 years I've hosted my show, Another Pass, where I sit down with interesting guests to talk about movies that we find fascinating but flawed. Good movies, bad movies, doesn't matter. We find ways that they could have been improved. So if you ever thought that a sequel dropped the ball by forgetting about a plotline, that an epic could have been saved by introducing the director to an editor, or that a comedy didn't work hard enough to have some substance behind the laughs, then check out Another Pass podcast at certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts.